My name is Dan Pacheco, and I am a freak. In fact, I actually think that I'm part wolf. And guess what? I'm starting a blog. This is the first one. It's called Genesis, and I'm very happy that you're here watching it. Now, I'm going to be straight up with you. I want attention. I want a lot of freaking attention. And in return, I'm going to give you, share with you, explore with you some very unique bits and avenues and patterns of marketing, mindset, and bourbon. Sometimes that might be whiskey, rye, or scotch, never vodka though. So the reason I want to do this is because I want to start a movement with you. I really honestly do. And I'm so sick of these hologram heads that come to you with their hands out asking you for you to spend money on their books or to come see them live or ask for you to follow them on social media. And all they do is just hear something and then simply regurgitate it with their little hands out. And that's so offensive, to me at least, right? Why should you have to pay or follow somebody that is just going to tell you the same stuff that you've heard so many times and times again? Like, for instance, when you start talking about wealth, everyone always says, oh, bro, it's more about money. It's, more than dollars. It's about your physical well-being and your mental well-being. We know. You shouldn't have to pay somebody to hear that stuff again. So I want to do this with you, show you some really wild, really feral ways to, again, redefine, strengthen your market, your mind, and of course, whatever is in your glass, okay? So that's what we're gonna do here. It's gonna be really exciting. Now, this video right now is gonna be really more about me actually, because I want you to get to know me. I want you to know who you're hunting with. I want to audition for your attention, and I hope that I get the part every week when we do one of these videos. So, my name's Dan. We all already know that. My nickname of the last 10 years or so has been something to do with wolves. Now, more currently, it's the WolfDan, and that's not because I own like 3 or 4 t-shirts that have wolves on them. It's actually because I've had encounters with wild wolves. I've got some scars on my knuckles from their teeth and their claws. I've actually been licked in the mouth by a wolf. That's a whole other story. But yeah, so that's why I've got that. And the stuff that I've done the last 10 years or so has really been centered kind of around that wild spirit of the wolf and the wilderness. I had a training company centered around running, so training people to run mostly marathons. We've done, of course, shorter distances and much longer distances. I'll get to that in a minute. But that was centered around the wolf. I'm a marketing coach now. That's centered around the wolf. Wrote a book. That's centered around the wolf. I'll get into all that in a minute. But that's enough about that part. Let's see. I moved around a lot when I was younger. I was born in Texas, as you see here. Got the shirt, and then I moved to Colorado, where my dad's from. Moved down to Florida. Moved up to North Carolina, where my mom's from, and then moved back down here to Florida. That's where I'm currently living. So that's that. I went to 5 different elementary schools. I've seen a lot of different cultures. I've been a part of a lot of different cultures. One thing that people always ask me, I guess is kind of what you ask somebody after you talk about the weather, is where you're from, meaning what makes up this. So to go ahead and get that out there, a lot of love in the ancestry: Spanish, Mexican, Irish, English, Navajo, and Portuguese. So that's what I've known so far. And again, like I said before, a little bit of wolf in there too, someplace, I'm sure. So that's that. Let's see. I've got a lot of tattoos. They all have a meaning. So since we're getting to know each other, what do you say? So the first one I have, I'll show you right now, is this one right here. It's Roman numerals for 26.2. That's how many miles are in a marathon. According to my chest, I've done 10, 11. I've actually done, I think, 13 or 14. I just don't have my tattoos updated on it. This piece down my chest, it features a wolf paw with a hand pointing down. And then in the center there, the text reads lyrics from one of my all-time favorite bands, the Red Hot Chili Peppers. It says, "Throw me to the wolves because there's order in the pack. Throw me to the sky because I know I'm coming back." Which basically, in my mind, means that, well, I feel like I can really handle almost any situation, actually all the situations, and I feel like the universe has my back. And so with that combined, I can do anything. And I think that you can too. In fact, I know you can. We'll talk more about that again in future videos. Let's see, what else do I have? Oh yeah, this face right here. This is my first tattoo. I was 16 years old when I got it, which means that Mama had a sign for me. Now, she didn't want to, but I got her, of course, to come around. It was really cool. So 16 years old, got this. It's an abstract face that I drew when my mom and I, or when I was really, really young. I think around like 3 years old or so. She and I met this fortune teller, gypsy lady, back in Colorado, and she said that she could put this invisible protector on our shoulders. I think it was called the gnarly, that's what she called it. I don't know. Anyway, so we got them, and anytime that I would spend the night or once I started traveling, my mom and I would exchange each other's gnarlies, and so we would always have a piece of each other, wherever we went. So I got that. Let's see, I've also got, this is my newest one right here. I'm trying to flip you off. It's hard to see with that light, but there we go. It's +5. Now, I just mentioned that I had moved around a lot when I was younger. And a side effect from that is really me having a hard time keeping and maintaining relationships for more than 5 years. That's just how much I moved, changed states. Like I said, 5 different elementary schools. I'd never lived in a state for more than 5 years except for this last go around in Florida. So I had a hard time with that. So my wife, Kaylee, is the only person that I've had continuously in my life, other than my parents, and then other than my best friend Ed Vega, who I'm sure will meet in future videos again. But she's been the only one that's been constant with me for that long. So we just recently celebrated our 5-year wedding anniversary, and so our little saying that we have back and forth with each other is love you forever +5, with those extra 5 years that we've made it. So we got that there. More tattoos off camera. Maybe we'll see those in another video, I don't know, after a few of these. But that's me. That's a little bit of me. I want to know more about you now. I'm sure, please again, forgive me. I'm new to this vlogging YouTube thing, so I'm sure there's a link floating someplace around the screen right now-ish. So please click on it, connect with me on social media, get to know more about me. I'm always updating. I want to get to know more about you. I know this is kind of forward, especially on our first date here, but I want you to know that you can talk to me, communicate with me like we've been lifelong best friends. I want you to lean on me if you have issues, if you have ideas, new concepts, you're excited about something, I don't know, let me know. We will seriously talk about it. We'll figure it out together. We'll do it together, because I seriously look at us as pack members now. There's going to be times where I lead you. There's going to be times where you lead me. We're doing this together. We're redefining the fucking market. I don't know if I can bleep that out. Redefining the market. We're changing, change that. We're not changing our minds. I don't believe that people really change, they just simply rearrange. So we're going to rearrange certain things within us, right? That allows us to be more fierce, more competitive, more positive, more realistic. Now, again, this is kind of future talk, but, well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to digress right now because I'm getting way too much on a tangent, way too far out there. That's content for video number 2 or 3, okay? So I told you before, marketing, mindset, and then bourbon or whatever else. So let's talk about that right now. So what I've been drinking during this video is High West. That's the label, that's a distillery, and this specific one is the American Prairie Bourbon. Again, it's a harsh light, I get it, but yeah, there you go. Now, I like these guys a lot, and here's why. So, as you know, if you're going through a liquor store, you're seeing a lot of this brown liquid on the shelves, right? Which one do you buy? How do you know? Do you go to this normal Jack Daniels and stuff you've had at parties all the time, or do you try something different? How do you know, though? How do these guys get in your hand? How do they get in your cup? They have to stand out, just like you do in your market. So what High West has done is created this really awesome feel, this aesthetic. I don't know if you can, again, see this in the camera, but check out that bubble glass. Very authentic to that Western vibe. Of course, that copy, that print, that design there, very symbolic and reminiscent of that old Western vibe, which, again, whiskey was cut from. So I think it's a really cool aesthetic. They definitely nailed it there. So hello, good for you guys. You got me to get you, in my house here. Now, what I love about the taste, the profile on this is a bourbon, like I said, which a lot of times people feel like is a really harsh spirit to handle. However, this one is a combination of several ages. I think there's a 2, a 3, and I think a 13 or so in there. So it's a combination of different vintages, I guess you could call it, which is really, really cool. Because what that's going to do is going to give you a really unique taste. And it's a really mellow taste. So for those of you that are thinking about getting into bourbon, I highly recommend this one because it's a lot smoother than what you would normally come across. It's going to give you a really good first impression of what an awesome bourbon is. For those of you that are already really into bourbons, this is still a great bottle to pick up because it's a very smooth drink. So highly recommend High West, the American Prairie Bourbon. Super delicious. Go get you some. Let me know what you like in the comments, or if we connect sometime, let me know what you're drinking. Like I said, we're going to feature one of these every time. One last thing, if you want to get a little bit more kind of vibe, taste as to who I am, how my mind works, especially when it comes to marketing, I wrote a book called The Spirit Animals of Marketing. It's really good for small business, real estate, LLCs, whatever it is. It's really cool because it's going to give you some really unique takes on making an impact on the market. Majority of it, 90% of it is gonna be stuff that I've cooked up on a run, when my mind's really working, or after a few of these. Anyway, it's wow, it's different, it's cool, it makes sense for you, it makes sense for a lot of people. This is not stuff that you're gonna have to go and spend a crap ton of money to get done. This is stuff that's basically using what you've got on the inside of here and getting it out there. So it's really fun, it's a really interesting read. I've attached different spirit animals to different styles of marketing. We've got the wolf, we've got the chameleon, we've got the anglerfish, and we have 2 more in there. I want you to check it out. No book that I write will ever be more than 100 pages, including this one, because I want it to be a quick read for you. I don't want you to be stuck reading things on your screen or flicking through pages when you could be out there in the market, out there in the hunt, going out there and making a big difference. So it's short read, it's real fun. Please check it out. Again, I'm sure there's a link floating around someplace. It's going to give you a little bit more of that, that taste again as to who I am. So, listen. Cheers to you. Thank you so much for being here. I really am excited about this. This is going to be a huge deal. We're in a pack now together. You and I, us. We're doing this. We're redefining everything. We're going wild on it. I'm almost out of words right now. So seriously, tune in next week. We'll be going over some more mindset things, really getting into shorter videos, more to the point. This is who I am. Connect with me on social media. Click on links. I love you all very much. Let out a big old howl wherever you're at right now. I would do one right now, but my daughter's sleeping upstairs, and she's pretty ferocious. So anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Be good.